with some. Yo, who's this guy? Now, hold on. I don't mind advertising biz. Well, I mean, if it helps him out, if it's his ad, I'm like, I'm not trying to advertise. I'm watching a busy video in the background. I didn't realize it was going on. I don't mind. His videos in the background, but I'm trying to advertise. What is this movie? Something scary? I don't know. Anyway, the new Busy video dropped, so we watch in the background right there. Two serial killers, actually terrifying. Busy channel. Check it out. His videos are fucking awesome. I'll even start it over. No, I didn't. I thought I meant to. Yeah, we are going to be unboxing and building this bad boy. So let me finish setting up, and I'm building on my bed because I like to build on my bed. I'm also don't have that much space. I build on my table, on my desk lately sometimes, but I haven't cleared it because of the PG. But I cleared it. But this is a really big box, and I thought I'd be comfortable and build it and spread it out so my bed is ain't the best backdrop view, but you guys are just here for this, not me and my house, so this is what we're gonna do. Sorry if that's only condescending. Who cares what background looks like? I'm just here to show you this name. But I do build on my table sometimes now, but this is gonna be pretty big, so I'll thought I'd build it in my bed. I was also might watch TV. I might even go back to streaming Parasite Eve as well. I'm still running my marathon, but I did 2 levels for today. I feel a little better today, so I'm lying a lot, or whatever. The only thing I like now, it being slightly tilted up is better. I'm holding it off my legs, but I'm just finished smoking.
Looks awesome. Oh, this leads me to believe that the serial killer in Red Dead Redemption 2 is no different. Obsessed with how others see him, and yet seeing himself as above the moment. These sick murder displays are his stature, and like Ozymandias, they give him a
Human
sense of
bologna, is that what he
power.
calls it? Oh, the entrails, human bologna.
I do have another theory about why he put this ball in the game, and I would also
What was I doing?
the serial killer in Red Dead Redemption 5.
I was looking at my tools already. I have most of them ready, but I have a second set of nippers and my hobby knife. I keep in the same case now because I don't know where my scalpel cover is, and I don't like that thing being out raw, raw dog and sharp as a.
So she's finding that she killed this guy in self-defense, that he was hurting her, and this was her only choice. It was him or her. And she is your help. Getting rid of the body. If you agree, she'll suggest that you take the body up to the pig farm, where the body will eat you by the pigs. She suggests it all the way through. In exchange, she'll give you all the money she has. Double problem. 1, she got no wounds. She doesn't look like she's been in a fight at all. 2, that suggestion to feed the body to the pigs, awful fast, awful specific, awful strange. And 3, you tell her no, she'll try to kill you. So she's lying about why she killed him. But that just begs the question, what was the actual reason? Well, with my detective skills, I have deduced the answer. And that is that she dumped him. She just really wanted to. Official quote, just cause. Why not?
Oh, how busy has the cat in the video now.
Is also a serial killer. A different one from the one we've been investigating so far, but a serial killer nonetheless. She lures men up to these price rumors. Gets a lot of attention. And I say serial killer even though we've only seen one body. Because if you do this for her, you agree and everything like that, you can leave, come back a little bit later, and she will have done it again. And she asks you for help. Again. This time without all the assumptions, though. It's pretty obvious. What I love about these entires so much, and a lot of the side content in Red Dead, is the
He captured the person, I like it if you don't pay attention, you notice, like, he grabbed the like, the lady, like, the person giving you the quest, instead of the person she tells you the body tells you to dump. I'm pretty sure that was her instead of the body.
She will eventually be hanged in the town center. And while listing out her crimes, they'll mention people that she's killed that we didn't even know about. Serial, technically. A serial. Just not the one we're looking for. No, the one we're looking for has left us one final piece of information in the
Sorry guys, oh that's about late. It's medical. I have a license. A fucking prescription on it.
I don't know if my man just ran out of time or what. He just kind of tied a rope around the rock and called it a day. It's not as fun as work. It is also a long time. So if he's using the train to get around the map with the body. Before I picked up that final piece of the map, I wanted to try and deduce his location just based off of these 3 points on the map where we knew he was going. Okay, so he's got the bodies from here, here, and here. And each time, if he's using the train to get around, he is moving south of the station. My guess is that he's trying to move further away from where he lives each time. That would put him about north of this line right here. He's got to be getting onto the train somewhere. And we think he's taking these bodies onto the train.
She's open. That's it. There's no going back to train we're on. Barrette or something. I wasn't even like. I always thought it was big and bulky and not a thing. But for some reason, like I'm really excited to build this. Like I guess 'cause I've been looking at it, thinking about it. I had to carry it. Like you can see, there's a little bit of water damage. I was carrying it in the rain. I walked like 30 minutes around because I was like, I'm gonna do this and then go pick up my glasses. Screw it. And then it's just, I don't have my car back yet. I can't sit back. I'm getting old. This is beautiful. I thought it was gonna look more good because like it's so big and bulky. A lot of these are gonna have detail, but this looks really nice. I wanted to share my happiness with you guys. This isn't a flex. This is a share. Someone likes watching Bill and wanted to see it later. It's huge. Damn, this is the butt. It would be cool if it was multiple pieces, but I understand that like it's not highly, like not everything has to be highly detailed. Like you can get the point across so well polished. It is painted and detailed, so you know, watching Bisley Channel. Is it like Disney Channel? Is it Disney Channel? Disney, like Disney Channel, Disney Channel. Nah, that's funny. That's what he's going. No, go back. I'm sad now. I'm not. I don't have the background anymore. What was it? I don't know. Baldur's Gate, Bisley, Baldur's Gate 2. Baldur's Gate is way too good. Now we gotta finish watching this new video. Start to finish. Give him the like. Anyways, so like it's weird. Like I have no idea what it's from. I didn't see the manga or anything. Or the manga. I've seen the manga or the animes. I have no idea what Shark Counter Attack. I think I did see Shark Counter. But like when it comes to like Char and this guy, like I don't fuck all about that shit. Like I've seen it, like episodes when I was younger, regular like arcs of me coming. Oh man, this is supposed to be the Sazabi reimagined. There's like Sazabi and then there's fuck. Sinaju. Is this Sinaju or the Sazabi reimagined? See, I don't even know. It's supposed to be Char. It's supposed to be the high new to the new, I guess. Like one's in its own universe and the other one's a reimagined in another universe. But you know, whatever. Let's just how many bags there are. I'm just really excited about this. I wonder if it's going better in my life. Like, oh, I really helped out today. Nap. So I'm really excited about this. I have to crush on the girl that works at this place. So. But not that I don't have to care about Gundam, so I know the owner does. Who's got my excuse to rush to go back. Like, look, I finished building this big ass thing. Hopefully I got the new crush on me. No, okay, whatever. Anyways, can I buy that one big ass one behind you? What else do they have? I'm thinking of getting. See, like I'm not like it doesn't work for cars, but I do still car work. So I wonder if that kind of helps me make this excited to build this. It's sweet, but sweet. One of my bigger projects. It's not perfect grade though. It's definitely more closer to high grade, mid grade, than modern. What should I build like a high grade with? There's a lot of pieces. Two bags. Sorry, I mean, holy crap. Ooh, just trying. Holy shit, that's big. Thankfully, it's not a bag. I'm not a big fan of bag mechanics. I've never done them. 8, 9, 10, 11. That's hands. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18 bags. Those are 30 partners. Holy. This shit's huge. What year is this, though? I think my friend has this one. Sure he does. 2014? Huh. I'm still excited. I might have to start smoking before the whole. I'm overwhelmed.
I really thought it on something. I feel like I got the personality down pretty well, pretty quickly, which is much more a compliment to the environment design and details laid out through this just incredible game. Edmund Lowry is a narcissist. He's dead set on being whatever. He is in many ways but I do have a theory about how could be older. We had a video recently about the Infinity Killer in GTA 5. If you haven't seen that video, go watch that video. It's related to that video. I supposed to idea that the Infinity Killer wasn't person but a mantle that was passed down from generation to generation. So it started with Edmund Lowry and Red Dead Redemption. I gave a lot of reasons as to why I thought this might be the case. The main one is the fact that in GTA Online, there was a serial killer.
4 or 5.
You find the clues, kill the guy who had his revolver. And if you get 50 kills with that revolver, you will unlock the same exact revolver in Red Dead, but you rename it to Edmund Lowry. Implying that this revolver was carried all the way from Edmund Lowry to the serial killer in GTA Online. It's literally the same model. My theory was that this revolver was down in blue color.
Big boy was 8, 9. Oh, so many thrusters. 10, 11. 13. I took down 14, but this is not even a piece. Oh, oh my god. It's already designed. Like, did they cut this out of a nipper then? I wonder, because this is already done for me, so now I have to see, like, is there hints of it, or was it just came out, like, because it didn't need to run it, or just, like, printed out? So, like, if it had to run it, they just clipped the photo, like, nah, they wouldn't clip it. But it looks like, because, you know, like, I want to know what, like, I want to know what a professional piece looks like. Done. I lost count. It's fun. I guess we can't count this as a piece of the burner, but what's this? Like 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is obviously not here. 15, 16, 17. 19. 20. 22. 26. 28. 29. 30. 31. 31 fucking runners. Holy shit, how this man's almost at 1 million, he deserves it. understand. What? So I mean, like, just like doing advertising, like you're about to watch. I'm like, alright, about to go there and shoot. Something can't. I forget that. Got nothing against them. I was just saying I'm a big fan of wrestling, but like I'm just not. I'm down to the show. Do you care? No, do you care? Would you care? I can't remember. But like I just, it's not my cup of tea. I should have put it like, even mall combos are right, but like it's I don't know. Not my cup of tea. That shit. But it's like like they're putting it on, and I'm like, yo, is this like up and coming? Like a 90-minute trailer, like the premise about some guy and this, I don't know. What the fuck? What am I watching? Oh, this did come out recently.
It just makes me laugh. Like the fact that werewolves aren't really rare creatures you can find in Skyrim. There are bears you can find on this island, and they're at war with the werewolves. Why? I don't know. Doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Just werebears?
Funny though. Also, a little bit also. I have spent hours now trying to experience.
I didn't know there was werebears.
That this game has to offer. Really going down the rabbit hole. No, we're not going away with three major problems with the werewolves in Skyrim that I want to talk about in this video. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're the fourth problem. Now, the first problem I have is with the actual story for the werewolf quest. It starts in the most iconic city in Skyrim. Maybe one of the most iconic cities in a video game ever. I mean, look, I know a thing or two about games.
Let me finish my honey butter. It's open. I hate having like a sticky package.
Right down and around the corner of the dragon, in this big building that was made out of old bones, where the companions live. And apparently, it's where they also beat the hell out of each other for seemingly no reason. I went to talk to the group's leader named Cosmo and asked him if I could join. He kind of just let me in, and said, like, no questions asked. They don't tell you any of the werewolf stuff yet. That's the way. Right now, you really just have to do simple things to prove your worth to the guild. And the one that I got was go beat up this woman. Or I don't even remember why. I just had to find her and go beat her up. And she got way too into it. I honestly got a little scared.
You can't scare me into submission. Let's go.
Maybe I'm not I don't know, that was scary. See, the companion's quest line itself is very short. And so they kind of extended it out and put little random encounters in the middle. They're called raiding quests. And normally I don't mind them if the story around them is interesting. But so far the story is just a bunch of Vikings who sit around and talk about how honorable and noble they are, that they stay out of politics, but then, like, are just mercenaries who beat people up for money and send you to beat up this lady who really wanted to fight. I don't care about this stuff. I don't care at all. Let me see the world. Let me see the beast. Let the beast out. Let the first actual quest that they send you on, and where the werewolves actually finally come up, is being sent into a pretty basic dungeon where you're looking for the fragment of an axe that they really love. They send this dude Farkas with you, and at first I could not stand this guy, but over time he has become my favorite of all the companions just because he's so stupid. And I like that about him. Everyone around him will tell you, like, yeah, he's pretty dumb. Like, he doesn't have a lot going on up there. But then when you talk to him, he kind of just goes, I'm not actually stupid. Like, everyone thinks I'm stupid, but I'm not. Some people don't think I'm smart. Those people get my fist. We love little false confidence. The dungeon is pretty standard for Skyrim. Just fighting Draugr and trudging deeper into the crypt. Like that, the crypt. I don't feel like a pungent outward. That wasn't the right adjective. But as I walked into this sprawling room, I noticed the path forward was blocked. Found a lever that would open the door. As I pulled it, the gate directly in front of me slammed shut. At this point, none of my weapons or my spells were available. And all I could do was watch as the Silver Hand ambushed Farkas in front of me. The Silver Hand are werewolf hunters. They hunt and kill werewolves.
Some bad monster.
Werewolves are weak to silver, and so there's like the Silver Hand. That's their weakness. That's how you know. And they were here. Farkas. He's a werewolf. See, this would be so cool if he didn't look hilarious. Like, just look at the way he runs. I don't know. It looks like it's like his hands are full. Something about that just makes me giggle. I think it looks cooler from behind the bars when I pre-cammed out go and watch it. It was so anticlimactic, especially because you could see them transform and then just hit them. Gotta stand there for a second and then hit them again. I don't know. At this point in the quest, though, honestly, I was kind of sold. I was hyped and praying.
Huh. Did this fall out or was this never in? That's what she said. Dude, that.
When they tell you that only a secret circuit in the
Damn, that was.
about this werewolf blood. For some reason, now you're a part of that. This is the heart of problem number one. That's stupid. That's really stupid. I did not have to work for anything or try very hard at all to not only join their guild, but to join their secret werewolf club. I've known these people for 30 minutes. It's like if you meet someone who's kind of cool and you're like, hey, do you want to hang out? And they look at you and they go, yeah, dude, I like the cut of your jib. Here's the keys to my house and also my dog. His name is Gumbles and he likes to charge himself for 2 moments. Why would I want your dog? It just doesn't make sense at all. It's kind of a general problem with Skyrim. Everyone is always saying yes to you and you're always winning no matter what. But I feel like this most egregious example. I can barely remember these guys' names. Now they're going to take me into their secret cave. Which brings me to the problem. Number 2, we're keeping track. 3, I'm on 2. When you go into the Underforge and begin your initiation, one of the companions named Ayla transforms into a werewolf right in front of you. Now, that's a whole I know. Yeah, I'm not taking it back. We're going to sit in this. We're going to feel this moment together. The repercussions of what I just said. Yeah, I don't know why.
We really, yo, I fucking love this streamer, bro. We really did just sit there. Like I said, I'm like, did you just say that? And he's like, yep. I ain't taking it back. God, that was. I was his target audience because I looked right like, and I'm a pervert, dirty old man. It was funny that he said like, you L. Do I have L yet? No, but I have M and N and L. So N, O. If I find P, I can get Q. So Q, S, and then there's T. So we're getting there. We're almost completing the alphabet. I was 50.
And it'll sometimes scare off low level creatures. Probably not most things. Probably most things are going to be fine. And at a base level, that's it. That is all you can do. And before the Dawn Guard DLC came out,
K. So I guess L I can connect with that. Yeah, this feels like a puzzle like when you follow me.
The addition of the werewolf skill tree, which helps a lot. I think even Bethesda realized that the werewolf gameplay was so hard.
So an E and F.
At least something. This was their way to accomplish. Now you can upgrade the amount of damage you do. Summon 2 wolves, gain 100 more points to health and stamina. That's big. Check me out. Summon 2 wolves, but they're different wolves, and you can increase the power of your big roar.
That's K, that's L, so this is all done.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's kind of cool in a vacuum, but when you consider that this is taking place in Skyrim, the game where you basically play as God, you can be a grand wizard combat master that eats the souls of dragons and wears their scales as armor. It's very ancient magic, multiple different kinds of melee arrangements.
Can't say.
Shout souls from dragon souls. Why in the world would you want to play as a wet puppet? That's like Jesus coming down from heaven. But
Can't see H,
a dude who's super shredded.
J,
He's like a tiny little
K,
and he can't
L,
do much.
another one, it's feet.
Becoming a werewolf, how did you take him weaker? Transformation into a werewolf doesn't happen during the full moon. It's just a power that you can use.
I thought I had a last
And here's a quick question to chew on. Where does my stuff go when I turn into a werewolf? So you see how when I transform, my armor like shifts and extends out in a weird way to fit the werewolf mold, and then it just disappears. Where is that going, bro? All my stuff is still in my inventory when I turn back. So like, where did it go for the duration? Stop fighting.
Oh, there's the O. And then O. The only thing I'm missing is E. It's weird. I guess that's what O. I guess I'm missing E and F. I guess that'd be E and F. Because it's D, E, F, and then G. I'll have to look at the manual to see if I'm missing anything. They also have these glove like in hand, so I'm assuming know what this is. There's A2. But
sponsored by Holden. For a while, you probably know what that is. It's a company that makes watches and
That
jewelry.
was awful. And she doesn't like the wolf mask. Well, that's okay.
I don't think I've ever
You tell them
mentioned
some of
before,
those
but
are
the
animals.
first time I got sponsored by Holden, it wasn't
It's
them
PC,
reaching out
right?
to
So
me. I had gotten one of their watches as a gift and loved it so much, I asked my manager to reach out to them and they would sponsor. Thankfully, they took a chance on me when I had less than half the subscribers I do now. I said it once, I say it 100 times. Any of Holden's products would make a great gift for either you or someone that you love. They offer free worldwide shipping from Vienna, and if you're in the U.S., there are no customs fees to worry about.
Alright, we have the whole box organized as best to my ability. And I don't see E or F's, and these are two separate pieces, so I'm going to assume that it's going to be, you know. Damn, I think I do have the Thunderbolt. I have the Cycler of the Thunderbolt. That's another big bad boy. A bad watch. I don't have the money for that shit.
The $3.99 value menu is 4 amazing 6-inch slabs for just $3.99 each. Only at Subway.
A, B, C, D, E, F. I was right. Okay. Thank God. The one piece in this whole thing you're not using? It's weird that they printed, like, what the fuck else would share that? Or they just didn't, like, yo, what the fuck, like, it could be an extra piece. Step 1. Upper body. Leg, waist armor. Step 2, upper body. Body, head, arm. I want to build the head, though. I want to build some, like, I think the legs is going to really take a lot of parts.
What do you see?
This isn't the normal. Quest line does continue on. For the most part,
This manual looks so plain.
killing the silver hand, which is
Yeah.
that group of werewolf hunters I was talking about earlier. This is actually the majority of the quest line. Honestly, the most fun I had with silver hand is not exactly.
So I kind of want to, like, build the head first.
You can just
He kind of like, alright, damn, what's this? This shit opens up. It'll ran out of space. They're like, yo, boys, how many pages is this, bro? Like, put a double page in that bitch. I don't know if that's what. Yo, arms, like, no pieces. I'm not mad at that, like, whatever. I can build that a lot quicker than.
Like, there's no way around it. And it's weird because everyone around you treats the companions like this great, noble faction. There was even a guard in the city who stopped me and commended me for joining.
We got a lot of, like, yeah, it's pretty crazy. Master grade-ish head. I think I'm gonna start with the body first.
Did I mention that you can eat people's hearts? Not only can you, but that's like a major function of the werewolf. Eating people's hearts makes you stay in beast form for longer. Eating the hearts increases your health. Eating the
Thank
hearts.
God it does. I love when they do this. Like, they show you what pieces you're gonna need for the section that you're using. Fucking awesome. I don't have to, like, I can sort through, okay, I need B, go to B. Usually the B, go to C. Because, yeah, I pretty much go through. Alright, B, 3, 3, 3. What, 3 of them? Times 2, so 6 of them? 6 threes?
I read online something about the Silver Hand originally being a part of the companions, but they split off from the faction when all the werewolf stuff was going down. They just didn't want any part. And so now they've made it their mission to hunt. I think they probably made the right call. These guys probably need to be hunted. I kind of wish you could join them. I feel like that would be way more fun. Like, but you can't. You can eat hearts, though. Definitely hearts. It's kind of adds on to problem one. Let me just add on to that a little bit. Leave it like problem 1.5. For sure makes you evil, even though the world around you does not acknowledge how evil this is. Stick it on at 1.5. At the end of the quest line, and yeah, it's pretty much over. That was all. Finally start to get into the origins of the werewolf. How all this came to be. So basically, the companions were normal.
Okay, that's just a symbol. It's everything I need is on this page.
And we packed with them in exchange for power. I'm not sure exactly what the witches got out of it, but the companions became werewolves.
You know, I might look. I don't want to put the light over here. I want to put the light over here so you can see a little better, but, like, I don't know why you go. I'm just going to suck it up. Oh, fuck.
But because if you take the wolf's blood, when you die, you will be sent to hunting hell, super evil hunting hell, where you have to hunt forever. Something like that. That's the simplest way of putting it. But it basically has to do with a Daedric lord named Kirsten who will claim your soul after death. The companion's leader, Kodlak, tells you all of this because he wants to undo the curse. He doesn't want
9
to die
3 times.
people hunting hell forever. Honestly, not fair. He wants to go to Viking heaven. He thinks the only way to get there is to undo the curse by finding the witches who gave them the power in the first place. The witches' magic and spirits.
Doesn't say times 2.
Magic. Oh, and also cut off their heads. That's part of it. It's a big part of it. So the next quest is running up into the witch's house and cutting all their heads off. They throw fireballs at you, which will kill you so fast. If you can get to them fast enough, you can hit them with the
I need it for something else, but I
combo,
didn't.
and you find it's funny every time. I get that witches are normally considered evil. That makes sense. Calling them witches.
It says you need 5 out of 6 of the 9. I'm only using 3, so I guess there's somewhere else that we do need the other 2. Hopefully, I hate to not see it and look back.
Went to these witches and asked for power. The witches just gave it to him. Great, awesome. Everyone was happy. Now, once years later, there's a new leader in the companions, and he doesn't want to be one. And so we show up to them, and instead of asking, hey, can you undo this? Instead of saying literally anything, not only that, who he's only known for like a day, who goes cut their heads off. This game, that sounds really evil still. If we're moving to the world, we're trying not to be werewolves anymore, still doing evil shit, he's trying to do still got their heads up. I put them also this whole origin, this is just how the companions themselves became. Second, there are werewolves you can find in the wild that are not descendants of the companions. It seems for them that it was more of a virus they contracted that turned them into feral. A lot more similar to the traditional lore of werewolves, which kind of brings me to problem number 3. Well, number 3 is slide 1. Hooray. The werewolves in Skyrim are not werewolves. Not really, anyway. I mean, yes, they kind of are, less in a folklore way and more in the Twilight Museum kind of way. Take a look at this concept art that was drawn. They look so much more humanoid than they actually ended up. They already do a lot of building off of existing lore for werewolves. So if they weren't going to follow a lot of that, why not just make it something their own and make them these more humanoid creatures? Still give me access to all my spells, my weapons and stuff, so that from a gameplay perspective, it's not stupid. They could have done it their own way, where the curse makes you like slightly stronger, slightly faster, but also makes you look like that, which would really only impact you in social situations. And now look at this other piece of concept art that's drawn up with the werewolf. This man running through the streets, chasing his cat, not knowing that on the roof, prowling behind him, lit by the moonlight, was a wolf man hunting him. This one little concept art feels more in line with the idea of werewolves than anything I've seen in the entire game. Remember how before I mentioned on an island somewhere there were werewolves and werebears at war? Well, it's part of the Dragon War DLC, and all across that island you can see this war. There's specifically this one group that when you go up and talk to them and you're not a werewolf, they won't interact with you at all. But if you share the wolf's blood, you can interact with all of them. You can talk to, say, this woman right here, and she'll tell you all about how her village, the place that she grew up, was overrun by werewolves. This is like an ongoing conflict.
My pack lived in the mountains northeast of here, till they were wiped out. Damn werebears.
If you go up and find that village in the place she described, you can find a group of werebears.
Big as that shit is, and so many low like that, I'm actually
But it
exposed.
doesn't make any goddamn sense. I think both of those things can be true. Are there any really hardcore Elder Scrolls lore fans out there who can tell me what is the lore behind this other than that, like, they're predators and fighting over hunting ground? Technically, they would all be under Virgil Pearson, the David Lord, which would kind of put them on the same side. Why are they fighting? I don't think anyone wants to see them fight. So I'm going to say it online. I don't like that. Reread it. You can find out. I understand that this legend of werewolves has been twisted and recounted in thousands of different ways. We would not prepare me to say that this game's depiction of werewolves is not accurate. But it is fair for me to say that it's stupid. How this legend has been twisted and told in thousands of different ways, even with all of that material to grab from. This is how it ended up. There's so many ideas to pull from, like force transformations when there's a full moon. That would have been awesome to play out. Maybe there could have been a chance that when you turned, you could lose control and you would like black out and wake up 24 hours later, having done a bunch of stuff, and you have to go and figure out what it is that you did. Kind of like a random encounter.
When the game, when it first started, yeah, that'd be cool. Like when you blacked out in the temple and you had to pay the girl to clean up where you go look for the guy. The guy you got drunk with in Skyrim. That would be cool. I agree.
It just feels like they shoehorned this folklore in. And that, the third final problem, return with the severed witch heads, you find that the leader of the companions, Cosmo, is dead. Everyone around is furious and wants to go get revenge. And you do. You go full wolf mode and just tear through the silver heads. They're dead. It's over. It's not mandatory to kill them all. I chose to anyway. I'm starting to get into it. But it's when you everyone is gathered at the sky.
It's gotta be for the hands.
All of Skyrim, now being used for funeral on the cover. It's this little somber moment where all of the characters that over the course
Each and
of
yeah.
and some others are just gathered around. Some of them stepping forward to share their memories. All of them. Even the Jarl, the ruler of the city, has come here to honor. The one thing I like about the werewolves of Skyrim is that they're people. Characters that I actually grew fond of and liked before. Characters that argued about what they should do next. A certain strength of spirit. They're not truly considering accepting. If getting revenge for Kodlak's death was a good idea, and if that was something he would have even wanted, Kodlak did not care for vengeance. No, that's not what this is about. When you first get here to join the companions, you can ask every single character here why they joined the companions. And each of them will give you a different answer. Some will tell you that they were raised to do this.
My mother was a companion, and her mother, and all the women in my family back to Galati Island.
Some who dreamed of joining this incredible band of warriors.
Are you kidding? You wanted to be this exact little girl.
And some who just wanted to get drunk and kill some fortune and glory.
I hope my phone left my room.
For the very final quest in this line, you can go and find Kodlak's spirit in an evil dungeon where you can free him using the severed witch heads from evil hunting hell forever. And you do that by defeating his wolf spirit. So I think crazy sentence to say. It is actually kind of cool. And afterwards, you can even go on to help some of the other companions rid themselves of this werewolf. This is how a warrior should feel, alive and aware, not clouded with thoughts of the hunt. Oh, and also right before Kodlak goes to Super Nord Heaven, he deems you worthy of leading the companions. Now you're the leader. You've been here for like 3 days. You clearly know what's going on. You're kind of the guy. I don't know. I've only known you for 3 days, but I like to tell you shit. You're the key to my house. My car is all. I don't know why he does this. Put me on the top one. Whatever. I think that was obvious. And I didn't like how they included werewolves in this game. It's kind of disappointing. Really sad. I was kind of hyped for that. I was hoping this would be a really positive video. I don't normally like to be negative, but I stand by what I said. And also, it's like a little sliver within Skyrim, one of the greatest games ever. So, I don't know. I feel like it's fair. It can still be lighthearted. We're in a wolf video. I don't think anyone's taking this super seriously right now. Hey, wolf fans, these kind of
Something.
But you know what? It was bad. Like, how cheesy it was. And I love it. Like cheesy movies. I watch cheesy movies all the time. It's like my favorite thing. I do wish they gave the werewolves in Skyrim the love that they give vampires. Oh my god, the Dawnguard questline is so fun. We don't want to see me make a video about Skyrim vampires. That one would be a very positive video. And I honestly might just make that video anyway. So like subscribe if you don't. But in the meantime, that is everything about the werewolves in Skyrim. You don't get to go back. I want to let y'all know that we're starting a Patreon and we're going to be posting behind the scenes, stuff like that over there. So if you want to know how I make my videos, what all goes into it, hear from my editors maybe, go over to Patreon. I've got a link in the description.
Didn't he have one already? I'm not sure it's on really. How the hell was he not getting
For
points?
some reason, you want your name to
Fuck.
scroll along
That's cool.
the side of the video as it ends, then we're doing that okay. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that giving your money to a YouTuber is a good use of your funds. I'm not going to pretend like that's the most important thing you can do with your money, but I promise you, whatever you can, if you can, give us anything, I will use it for cool stuff, like buying wolf masks, or
I love his props.
I think that's the biggest dream right now, is to have a space we can go to. One of the editors moving over here to my house where I live, so I'd love to just have a place where we could go that isn't my basement. Just like green sheets that, hello, people, green sheets that like come up constantly. We could build a whole little thing. Yeah, I promise I will use your money responsibly. I promise. I won't spend it all on wolf hoodies. I might do it.
I might.
Yeah, Patreon. I was at like 554K subs when I uploaded that. I'm probably at 600K right now. Well, it's 599,775. And it's going up so fast. We'll be there in like 10 minutes. That is by far my biggest video. Thank you so much for that. It really calmed my mind. I'm trying not to let it bother me and just keep doing stupid shit like this. But click the card right here. Thank you. Goodbye.
Oh, there it is. That lost a piece.
TikTok ads allowed us to quit our day jobs, get a warehouse, and even hire employees.
We've had a 1,200% increase in sales using TikTok ads.
Yeah, bad. Yeah, I'll let Bizzle play in the background.
The Resident Evil games
Unless he
are
doesn't
the
want me
perfect
to.
balance between horror and goofy charm. Bingo. They're like the video game equivalent of those cheesy Amazon Prime games, right up there with Sharknado 5, Global Swarm. That isn't until the series lost touch with its roots and began moving in a more action-packed direction. This is like the fans losing interest in the franchise after the disaster that was Resident Evil 6. What the? Like Resident Evil 7, rather than trying to be the next Call of Duty, the game was narrowed down to a smaller, more focused.
7 was so good. It was good. It wasn't 7. I think it was just trying to break out. Like, the mold was weird in 7, but it worked. I was like, holy crap.
In this game, we take the role of Ethan, who recently got a message from his wife Mia telling him to come here. Now this is strange because 2 years
Or
ago,
told me to come here. You know I'm coming. Both here and right now, and there, and I'll sleep without you.
Mia told us at some point to go all the way out here.
Still crushing on that girl. That's a damn shot. I don't even exist.
Once we actually get into the house and walk through this clearly PT-inspired hallway, we're introduced to one of the biggest horror elements that this game uses. Rot. This kitchen that looks like the inside of a Twitch streamer's bedroom plays a fundamental role in creating an unsettling atmosphere as soon as you walk in. The room is full of rotten food, weathered furniture, little bugs scurrying all around, clues hidden around, pointing at what evils might be lurking among us. And over here on the table, we got a little eyewitness storytelling, which is my favorite. There's a newspaper detailing the disappearance of over 20 people in the last 2 years. I don't think it takes a genius to figure out what's going on here. Bears. Just around the corner from this
Bears.
kitchen is the app.
Sounds like a genius. Bears.
If you're in the burger house, you gotta go up. This is the first of many stages. It's something that is incredibly iconic for Resident Evil. It makes a lot of sense for a horror. It would be way less scary if you could just quick save and quick load whenever you wanted to. Although thankfully, you
R16.
can save as many times as you want. Unlike the first few games where saving depended on an item. And if you didn't have
I'm not sure if you heard this, but if you play the game on hard, you have to use cassettes, much like ink ribbons.
A horror game full of horror tropes would be incomplete without a little bit of analog.
Cool, but I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with not having to, like, I don't want to say gatekeep saving, but like stress saving now. But I get it, like, it's cool, it's authentic. Oh, I think on Madness mode, you have to use. I beat it once on Madness, and that was it. That was never did, but gosh, it was hard. The first boss is ridiculous. I was like fighting me with a chainsaw and a piston, like, gosh.
And I'll just say, this guy's no Zach Baggins from Ghost Adventures, the greatest ghost hunter of all time, because immediately this dude's producer goes missing. That would never happen to Zach.
Andre! Andre! Clint, you see where Andre went?
Yeah, let's just fast forward that real quick. Long story short, they go and find a weird hole, wall, and go through it, and there's a ladder. Go down it. Oh my god, guy's dead. That's scary. And lives were lost. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Anyways,
I think that's it for the body.
thing to acknowledge here.
Man, I got all the pieces for the body, now it's time to hit him with the second nip.
You call them backward. I don't really know exactly what that means. Apparently, they went missing 3 games ago, suspiciously around the same time. You know what? Oh, and it revealed the little trap door with pain and fire. Honestly, it's a pretty interesting way to show you you how to move forward while also making you terrified. They do so. On the wall, of the Baker family that they talk. And looking at them, they seem pretty normal. You wonder how any of this could have happened. Why the hell they need a secret passageway in their wall. I know it's just a game and you're not supposed to question this kind of stuff, but what kind of Scooby-Doo ass villain do you need to be to get one of these bitches built? Some random ass house in Louisiana and they built a labyrinth underneath it just for fun. I'll spoil it for you. It still doesn't make sense.
I can see old school people just having stuff like that, like, maybe no, never mind. I would say attachments and passageways, but like, yeah, the way you have to act. Yeah, just a little bit.
Go around and find a way to open up this door. Something that took me hours playing the first place. Just going around and trying to find the key. And oh boy, was it a tough one.
And then you play this door, like, how the fuck did you miss any of this shit? Although shit like Silent Hill, I still have trouble with the game. Like, those puzzles are rough. Like, they're riddles. And like, so you get to solve them, not find them. I stopped playing F because of that. I was like, I remember part 2 was a little stressful, some of those puzzles. And I was like, this is straight. The combat's better too, but like, the puzzle, like, yeah, I gotta step back on this one. Was that streaming? I think it was. I was trying to. I was like, I'm stressed out. I'm about to play that game with the fucking guide on the side, like. I wouldn't mind, like, I'd honestly be like, listen, if anybody has like a guide, I want to like hints, because sometimes their hints are so vague, but then you get a little hint, it's like, okay, now I can start formulating the rest of the puzzle. For Silent Hill games, like, I just see like a little baby, like another baby hint. I was like, okay, cool, which sometimes ruins the puzzles, really is, like, the first revelation is the conclusion, basically.
Even deeper into the weird labyrinth under this house. If she wanted to get out, why would we not just go back the way that we came? I mean, I know there's a broken ladder, but if this were anything like the other Resident Evil games, then one of them would just crouch down in front of the ladder and scream the other person's name until they got to throw them up. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. What I will say about this game is that the
I want to play 5 again. 5 was fun.
Off the charts. I mean, just being able to discern the missing persons through newspapers and pages on the wall, as well as the disgusting environments. I mean, the person designing these environments must add some bills to it, because these look crazy good. Nothing is more crucial for effective horror than atmosphere, and these environments truly set the atmosphere from start to finish. But close runner-ups in horror necessities,
There's Hunger Games.
loud noises also, and you gotta put. And of course, when you go to chase after her, she's nowhere to be found. Why would she be? You know, why would it be that easy? You know, this gives us a chance to walk around, explore a couple things, find a healing item, which I think is really funny in this game. The healing item is just like a little bottle that you pour all over yourself, and then you
medical tonic.
This is only rivaled by the Far Cry healing animations, which are just absolutely insane.
That's crazy.
Look at that. The phone is ringing. What could be more important? Do you go and answer this random family's phone? Oh my God.
Dude, the Hunter Games on this is gonna be pretty cool. I know I hate Hunter Games. Like, I don't hate the mechanic on the game. It's just like, damn it, I forget and I have to go under and shave it. When I hate it, it's just like, it's a hate love. I love the way it looks. But hey. It's just super worth it. Hunter Games is 100% worth it. But this is going to be beautiful because it's big in front and center, so you don't really want to see all the scuff mark. I'm glad they decided to do that. The goddamn Necronomicon, a book made of skin and with demonic texts inside. So naturally, they open it up and read it out loud. Because why the fuck not, I guess? And in doing so, they release an ancient evil that possesses me. And then throughout the movie, Mia has a constant battle between her and this demon inside of her. And her friends suffer. Which is funny because she was battling with demon of addiction, and now she's battling demon with that. I'm sure you can connect a couple dots here and see that Mia was ripped straight out of the Evil Dead remake and walked down. Not only does she got the same first name, but she also does that thing where she kind of flips between normal Mia and scary Mia. When you copy someone's homework, you're not supposed to make it look too obvious. I don't think they got that memo. It could be argued either way whether this is a Facebook tribute to I said it's a love letter.
Personally, I think it's a good homage to that movie.
Kind of like parody of Game Now playing.
Central antagonist of the game. I think if the game is all about her, yeah, it'd be kind of shit. But there's so much more to Resident Evil 7 that this very clear reference to Evil Dead does not feel cheap. And I think it helps that the developers went out of their way to state that the Evil Dead was...
Yeah, because she's not front and center of the reason. She's just in the beginning, and you really don't see her ass for a while.
Mia's character, what happens next is about to make it real obvious.
Once you start, well, yeah, once you start going.
Before the specifically Evil Dead 2, the main character, Ash, cuts off his hand with a chainsaw. That's one way to go back. Now he comes good old Mia, headed down the hallway with a chainsaw. Clearly meant to make us think that she's going to cut off our hand. Oh my god! No! Oh, and the difference here is Ash actually put the chainsaw on his hand and it's awesome. Nathan Winters just put that bitch in his pocket and walked around with something.
He just put that bitch in his pocket, like,
She goes down.
I just put my hand in my pocket. The hand that got cut off.
We mentioned it briefly, but I think now is a good time to talk about the Baker family. What really happened didn't know what them for. So basically, Mia, that sweet, beautiful woman who can do no wrong, actually a super spy. And if she was here doing super spy stuff, when she disappeared 3 years ago, she told Ethan she was going off to do a babysitting job. Wow.
She kind of deserved it because she's kind of indirectly responsible for the tanker crashing into their home.
For this crazy bio weapon that they called the Moe. Long story short, they were on the ship and it crashed. Now stick with me on this. Jack, Marguerite, Lucas, and Zoe Baker were all living happily, peacefully in their Louisiana home that for some reason has treated each other. One swampy bayou day, Jack Baker finds Evelyn and Mia washed up on shore after that ship crashed.
Yeah, they did their best to take care of them. They were good people.
Let's get this poor girl some fresh clothes and into a warm bed. We'll put her in Lucas's old room.
The Bakers gave them a place to stay and took care of them. But remember, Evelyn is basically a bioweapon, and this mold she was infected with is contagious. Now, the mold affects people in stages. The first stage is increased regenerative abilities. The second is when the brain gets infected and the host starts to become mind controlled by Evelyn. And the third is total cell replacement. Basically, their whole body gets replaced with mold, and they get super strength and stuff. Now, the Baker family had no chance of understanding what they were being turned into. And as we are brought to the big family house, apparently there's another house, we are shown exactly what they've become. Where am I? What the hell?
Rise and shine, sleepyhead. It's time for supper.
This sweet, caring family has become a twisted reflection.
Fuck, the videos are so good.
And this dinner scene stands out to me most of anything, just because of how disturbing it is. And it also stands out as one of the strongest references to classic, specifically in this scenario, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Just looking at the two scenes side by
Yeah, they
side,
definitely horror
you can see
reference
that they
everything in
are
7.
directly
You guys like horror? Here's all of it.
is a family that is living through a disgusting, terrible, horrific scenario, behaving as though it is completely normal. Behaving normally in wildly abnormal scenarios is peak horror. And both of these families behave as though it is just another family dinner. I know that's a lot of references and shit to take in, but what's crazy is that's just the tip of the iceberg. The references to classic horror movies go even deeper, as each one of these little freaks at the table represents a core piece of horror history. That intro was pretty cut and dry, with old spaghetti hair over here being the main focus for that portion. But the rest of the game is split into different sections, and each one of these Baker family members is the focus or antagonist. And the first one we focus on is Big Papa Jack Baker. Once the dinner scene goes a little wild, they're trying to give you some food, a hand gets cut off, blah, blah, blah. Everybody gets up and leaves conveniently, and you are given free roam to explore the house. So you can find some ammo, try out the couches, slap around Grandma a little bit, but after a short time,
Slap around Grandma.
Jack Baker chases you through this house, but walking, never running. Why? Because Jack Jack Baker and his section are the embodiment of the slasher. Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, or The Shining, one of the most iconic slasher films ever made that stars a murderous father named Jack.
Slow, isn't it?
He's not running at you because that is rule number one of the slasher. The scared murder guy always walks menacingly. He never runs, and somehow always catches up to you anyway. The only way to escape from Jack is through this hatch in the floor. I know Fred is walking around with that dumb fucking ascot around his neck somewhere. This is like peak Scooby-Doo shit. I seriously don't understand how this random bayou house has more hidden passageways than the damn Batcave. But
To be fair, that probably wasn't meant to be storage. Either the kids or like people working on the projects did it to them. Because if they're working on the house as much as they were, they can have a lot of inventory. He's right though. That's just peak Scooby-Doo shit though.
Hi, I'm looking for you.
No, sorry, you have the wrong number.
No one named you there?
Yeah, no one named you here.
Last name Janus?
Sorry, no, it's never met you, Jane.
Huge Janus. Huge Janus.
Oh, and up in the list is a codex. Don't lose it. It's important.
Alright, two things. One, that was Zoe Baker. I didn't mention her name before, but she is one of the Bakers. For some reason, she has remained sentient. I'm still not like fully clear on why. I'm sure there's a reason. I just never clicked for me.
Probably like some type of resistance in the game that don't mention.
And two, I don't know if you've noticed yet, but Ethan's hand is like stapled back onto his body. And it's fine. Like, function. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. Maybe something. Maybe some shenanigans. Like a little bit of shenanigans. He got the mold. It's like a whole.
He got the mold.
Don't worry about it.
He said maybe some shenanigans. He got the mold.
Plan is to go up to this
He
window,
molded.
talk to this cop. Oh boy, he's gonna be helpful. And he's definitely not gonna die. Oh crap! Who could see that coming? This triggers a boss fight with Jack Baker. And now Jack is far too molded to just be shot in the head and killed. And so this boss fight, we gotta get a little creative. Hit him with a cold. Now, this would normally kill any person, but if you think that's the end of Jack Baker, then you clearly don't know rule number 2 of slasher films. The killer always gets back up. And shoots himself in the head, I guess. Whatever, he's out of the way now, which gives us the opportunity to get a funny medallion, put it on the door, because keys are for bitches. And with that, we're set free into the main house, the most classic of Resident Evil settings.
The house was really fun. The puzzles. I speedrun that game quite a few times.
For a little bit of context here, the first Resident Evil game takes place in a mansion that is extremely similar to this one. Inside the mansion, there were few zombies compared to.
It just does get a little more like getting chased around. Like until you start like there are break periods and those break periods like I think the first and the second break were like when the game kind of like you could do the puzzles like nothing. It feels like I don't mind like the run, but it's like one didn't have it, 2 had it a little bit, and 3 did. But like it's like the part 1 the puzzles of going around being able to solve it like methodically. I wouldn't say puzzles, like figuring out where it was. Or triangulating items. I guess there are puzzles, but it doesn't feel like puzzles. Silent Hill.
Is most definitely meant to reflect that, but with its various themed keys and puzzles, as well as a great homage with this shotgun. There was a shotgun on the wall in the original Resident Evil where if you picked it up, it would like undo a mechanism and you would get locked in. And so you had to find a broken shotgun, put it up there, and then you could leave. And so they put that same thing in Resident Evil 7, which I really like. But they did not put the dog hallway. That remains in Resident Evil 1 and in my nightmares. No! Why do bad things happen to me? I'm gonna be honest.
Why do bad things happen?
I really do. But it almost seems to me like instead of writing this game outright, it was more like they just assembled a puzzle and all of the pieces were different media that they enjoyed. I think it works when you put it all together and experiencing it.
And I didn't have an idea for about half the media that was attached to it. Like I don't remember it that much.
not when the person running gets caught, it's the chase. Oftentimes they spend half the movie being chased with the near misses or hiding just around the corner.
So hot.
They get so incredibly right with Jack Baker. As we're exploring and looking for these keys that we need, Jack Baker is either right behind us or nowhere to be seen. The horror comes from the atmosphere set in this mansion. I mean, seriously, the environment designers and the people that scored this game knocked it out of the park. And two, because we know we can't kill Jack Baker. We hit him with a car and he shot himself in the face. He's not going to die. We can't face him head on. So we have to run. In that
You can hurt him. You can like knock him down momentarily. It's pretty much. If you don't know what you're doing, that helps you get the time to explore. But you run for the balls, you get all you have.
Let's just cut him up into like little pieces. Like I'm talking little tiny pieces.
That's what I always thought.
If he's cubes, Michael Myers not going to come get you if he's cubes. And if he does,
She's both different cities.
Are the little pieces going to come rolling at you? That's the fucked up thing about Jack Baker is the little cubes would probably come rolling at you. And it will only be stupid until they form into a big moldy mass and eat you. After a little game of the goose that seems to have gotten out of hand, we get a brief moment away from
because once you get out the thing, he doesn't chase you anymore. So when you go back to solve some of the puzzles, when you go in the basement a little bit more, he's not there anymore.
Wandering through these terrifyingly claustrophobic halls, we are faced with dark, lumbering creatures. These are called the Mold. And they suck. I mean, they can hurt you, but at the end of the day, you actually go around them. It was hard to go around zombies in the first Resident Evil.
You really do just go around them all. Like at first it's annoying, but eventually, like, yeah. But I loved the game mode. I mean, Ethan Must Die was a pain in the ass, but it was kind of fun, like, trying to do it. I think I was doing it with a friend. I forgot who it was. And, like, I talked about it, like, with him. It might have been Vita. But, I did end up beating it. That's actually one of my projects. I beat the Ethan Must Die mode. At that point, I think it was like 0.5% trophy. I'm like, yo, you have to memorize every single trap. And some traps are RNG, like, the items are RNG. So it's like, there's chests, and the chest might blow up, so you have to listen for it. The tape isn't connected, and you can kind of hear it, like, Ticking Time Bomb. So it's like, if you don't get the right items and you don't know where every single trap is, you die so quick. It's like, oh, there's a string, oh, there's like traps everywhere. But I managed to beat it. I got to Margaret. I think I had the Magnum with me. Marguerite. Gosh, rough.
Just to make people dead references even further, while you're fighting Jack, you can hear him yell out, this is they did that. The fight is intense, but eventually pops like a balloon, and that concludes our time with Jack. Sadly, you need to break the chainsaw.
I guess you do sort of beat him, which I guess in the end is like he had to have time to like fully regenerate. It's fucking legal.
It's hard to pin down a genre for Marguerite Baker, but the professional conclusion
yeah, that one's whatever. It doesn't bother her. Like she like can kill you, but like you can run away from her like real easy, super easy. So like you run into her, like oh you should just turn around and go to the door and just go around. Jack Breed, that motherfucker, like his walking is fast. So like if I cut you off, my break will like it's definitely more tense. She chases you super casually. And she's still the bugs at you too. So as long as you're not within range, like she'll just kind of keep doing bugs and you back up. But I feel like she's also easy to hide from too. Jack, you don't really hide from him. He knows you're at, I think, at all times. I could be wrong. I don't think you can like go around him. If you're in his vicinity, he knows you're there. But like with her, she doesn't. You sneak around him, so. It's kind of cool exploring the back house. I mean, Lucas' section's alright. I kind of like that. I like the in-between sections where you run in between the places and like figure out puzzles you did, and you have time to like. I like the first house. Just the Jack part was a little annoying, but like you have like pauses where you can kind of explore a little bit. I don't know how I feel about Lucas. Like it's okay. It's not like there was any keys or puzzle. Like I guess this thing is the puzzle, like getting out of that room. But like, Other than that, everything else feels pretty quick. It's a couple traps, a couple zombies. You go up to the thing, you chase them out the house. I know that was a very bad, brief description. That was not how it was. That's what it feels like.
And as it turns out, Lucas has them, and he'll give them to us. But in return, once you play, the walls are lined with plastic. Bombs are placed along our path. Lucas has handcrafted this path through the mansion. And as you walk it, he's taunting you, torturing. And if you haven't picked up on the genre that Lucas is based on, I want to tell you about a little movie called Soul. You want to play a little game? Now, unlike a traditional slasher movie, Saw does not feature a killer hunting down victims like Fred. No, instead, the killer places his victims in a highly controlled environment where he orchestrates a series of games that these unwilling participants must play. I'm going to be honest, those movies are pretty gross. I can't really watch them anymore. One time I got really high and someone put on a Saw movie. It freaked me out. But I think it's a cool concept, and it's played out pretty well.
Somebody missed that though.
Torture horror. And it is reflected in our first boss fight with Lucas, where we don't actually fight Lucas.
I might do this in the head and go back to first city. I need a little something better to focus right now. Not that I'm enjoying this, but like, no, fuck that shit. I'm gonna keep doing this.
Shoutcasting the entire fight, the lights, the speakers, and this is just the beginning. Upon our path, Lucas has left a corpse, and with it is the code for the door he wants us to walk through next. And as soon as we do, he's right there, shut it behind us. And now we are trapped in this room that he has built for us. It might as well be ripped straight from a saw. Our objective is to light a candle and put it on the cake. Pretty simple. Only it's not simple. In fact, it is a very convoluted set of puzzles that was slightly infuriating, but overall very stimulating. Really, though,
He was, because he was like part 2. He never gave them a chance to escape. Like, whereas in part 1, like, you could have escaped if you did what you asked. Fucking kill you, damn near kill you, fucking drive you mental, like, hurt the fuck out of you, damn near gimp you, fatally wound you, but you would have a chance to escape. Or the second one, I forget the girl's name, was Mandy, like, much like Lucas, like, you were never meant to escape. It is cool the first. I'm not gonna lie. Like the first time you go through, it is pretty cool. Like after that, the first time, like you know the answer to the puzzle, like you can speed run that bitch like a motherfucker.
Into a game after we've gone up against such wacky enemies, Lucas gives the player a sense of powerlessness that is really crucial to keeping the horror alive. Nothing about Marguerite was necessary.
Yeah, I'll be telling him now. Do spoilers.
Lucas truly takes all control away from
I guess.
and leaves you guessing what's going to happen.
It's kind of cool.
Very, very good for late stage.
I think the boat scene. Well, once you get your weapons, the boat scene's kind of cool.
What did I tell you? Rule number 2: the slasher never dies. He's still here, baby. He just looked like a raisin.
He's backing out. I'll deal with you later. Fucking Jerry Baker. He's backing out.
Just a big guy and big eyes. You gotta shoot the eyes. I think Dead Space 3 kind of just ruined that for me. But they're playing by slasher rules, baby. So you gotta go. This boss fight is less about him and more about the implications of killing. You see, the only way to kill Jack Baker is to cure him. And the problem is, we only have 2 cures. So after we kill him, we have to go back to Mia and Zoe and make a choice. And it's such a hard decision, so heart-wrenching. On the one hand, we've got, your loving wife who's been missing for 3 years, and you came all the way here to find her. And on the other hand, there's the girl who was on the phone. You pick Mia. That's the canon ending. You pick Mia. Why would you pick Zoe? I'm not really sure. Honestly, if you do pick Zoe, she just dies anyway. There's no reason to pick Zoe. This is such a stupid choice.
And she's not cured. She's far along just consciousness, but too far along to be cured.
Whatever. Fuck you. I just met you. This is literally my wife. Why would I do anything different? You get on the phone.
It's funny, even if you pick her like she don't survive.
Just like Resident Evil 4, but except this time, it's not over. Before we can get away, we're faced with the final.
So basically, leaving her behind is actually how you cure her, because it's going to kill everyone.
Stuff like that early on in the video, but it's actually here in this section of the game where they lore dump all of that stuff on. Personally, I thought it was better to just tell you up front.
I did like that.
It's a little less confusing, and I think
it was
knowing
kind of
that
cool.
the Bakers were initially this beautiful, loving, caring family, and have been tragically morphed into these nasty things makes them like even scary. I think it's stupid that they just don't tell you what's going on and then trauma dump everything on you at the end. But one thing I think was worth holding on to until the end here was the little more.
My ADHD is like.
Evelyn was just a little girl who wanted a family, and Mia and this other dude were kind of acting as her fake family, but she wanted a real one. So she infected the Bakers and made them her family. All she needed was, I think they said it was like she needed a dad. I don't understand why Jack Baker wasn't her dad, but I don't think I'm getting the full picture. Either way, she is the reason that Ethan was summoned out here. He was going to be her papa. While they're on the ship, Ethan gets trapped in the mold, and then he gets a bunch of visions from like Jack. Seriously, I'm telling you, Slasher Never Dies came back in a dream. It kind of counts. Where all the Bakers represented different kinds of horror, I believe Evelyn represents psychological. She takes over your mind so that you can never trust.
Yeah, I can use my PS5 controller on my thing. I want to play Resident Evil 3 again, but the touchscreen controls are terrible, but like, it'd be a lot quicker for me to think. The thing is, like, I was playing with the hand and I got really far, and then I lost my save data. It's just like, I wanted to beat it fully with the controls. This is what I did watching this game.
Walking again through the Baker's house, we're shown things, we hear things that cannot possibly be. Evelyn is in Ethan's head.
It does?
There's only one way to get around. And guess what? She's old. Oh my God, that was Evelyn the whole time. The grandma was Evelyn. Holy smokes, I knew there was some shenanigans. And now she's gonna melt down and get all scary like Monster House. This is just like Monster House. Evelyn has been right in front of us the entire time, around every corner, and yet we did nothing. I mean, I did try to shoot her a couple times, but that's just because I'm a bad person. There's a crazy boss fight with her. It gets a little wild. She gets big. You start to shoot the bulbs. It's awesome, but it wouldn't be a Resident Evil if someone didn't throw you a weapon right at the end for you to take the fun.
An hour and 12 minutes. Well, I mean, I was showcasing it for a little bit. Damn, an hour just for the chest.
I think the question here is, does this work? Does all of this work together? My answer? Hell yeah, sometimes. I mean, like, it's pretty good, but...
It was a good game. I beat it like 7 times. Three and 7 were the only ones I played, like, after I beat it, basically. So, beat 3 a few times, when the remake came out, and I beat 7 a bunch of times. I think it was like an hour or 59 minutes I could beat it. I know, easy mode, but it's like all bit of madness.
Grabbing all the things that they like and mashing them together and putting their own sauce on it. Yeah, sure, this game is kind of just a copy paste of a bunch of other horror media, but the key here is that it has the sauce. I had a good time, and I think really that's all that matters to me. And honestly, I love that it brought Resident Evil back to its roots. But like, I thought with Resident Evil 6, it was one of the most hilariously awful games I've ever played. And it was only fun because it was bad. This is a genuinely fun game. Anyway, game good. Video over. Click the card right here watching this thing. Do like the like and subscribe.
Not to him, but like, let that shit go wherever the hell it wants.
Are they right? Let's find out.
Yeah, I want more time. Tired.
Goodbye.
That's me. You're probably wondering what I'm talking about. Let me catch you up to speed. A few weeks ago, Shots invited me to New York City to check out a pair of upcoming earbuds, which turned out to be the new Open Ear Pro. At the time, they didn't give us too many details or specs, but they did talk about the magic behind the sound, which is their latest technology called Open Sound. Now, the thing is, as exciting as the sound quality is on these earbuds, it's not the only exciting thing. These are the first open earbuds with new introduction. These are the AirPods Pro. When you say the word earbuds, this is what most people think of. Maybe not AirPods specifically, but they think of a pair of earbuds with silicone ear tips. Silicone ear tips create a seal in the ear, which allows for optimal sound quality and optimal noise cancellation time to block out distractions. These are the Shots Open Fits, with plus music considered open earbuds, and that's because they leave the ear canal completely open. There's nothing physically closing off your ear. Over the years, a lot of people have realized they prefer to keep their ears open. For one, it's the best setup for situational awareness. If you're going for a walk in a busy city, as far as safety, it helps to have your ears open. Same thing if you're going for a run on a remote trail, or if you're working from home but you still want to be able to hear your kids in the other room. Another benefit of open earbuds is comfort. Your ears don't sweat after hours of use, and there's just a lot less fatigue with longer periods of time. The only thing about open earbuds is they do come with a few compromises. Without creating a seal in the ear, the sound quality takes a hit. Your music generally comes off a bit more flat with a lot less depth, especially in the lower frequencies. And you give up the option to reduce the noises around you for the times you need that extra focus. That is, until now. The OpenFit Pro solved both of those problems. Now, I expected the earbuds to have amazing sound quality since I tested them briefly at the showcase in New York, but what I didn't expect is them to have noise reduction. Check. What is happening right now? There's literally nothing in my ear right now. It's wow. So according to Shots, this isn't noise canceling, it's noise reduction. And that's a pretty good way to describe it. It puts a slight barrier between you and your ambient sounds.
I just built one of these. Where'd I put it? What the fuck? Oh, right here. That shit blended in.
Low-level noise cancellation by any means. And again, they're not even calling it noise cancellation. They're intentional about calling it noise reduction. But as you can see by my initial reaction, it works. I sat there for probably 30 minutes trying to wrap my brain around how they accomplish this. Because mentally, it just throws you off because you know there's nothing in your ear. I mean, I assume the technology is the same as any other noise canceling earbuds, but again, the fact that there's literally nothing in the ear canal is the part that's hard to wrap your brain around. You know how it is when you experience something for the first time and it's so new that you have to find somebody else to share that experience with. This was one of those times.
Is that it? Just a little. It's supposed to connect, right? I feel like it'd be cool if you could flap it up, but I'm like, I don't know if it's supposed to be able to move or.
The best way I can try to describe it, it feels like there's
I mean, it looks good, but it's weird 'cause I thought it was gonna be able to like, like be a hatch you can move up. Maybe I'm missing something.
Which I think is a perfect use case. Outdoors, if you're walking,
Yeah, you can, but it's just not heavy, so it's just like.
but indoors, you can use it to minimize distractions, focus on music, or you just lock in on your workout. It's also great for professional use. If you're on a call, a meeting, maybe in public, an airport, coffee shop, you can minimize distractions and focus on your conversation. Or if you just want to zone out to your favorite playlist, it's nice to know that the option is there. Now, with that out the way, let's go ahead and talk sound. Shox has taken over a decade worth of experience to develop their latest technology, Open Sound. It's a combination of new hardware and software designed to take open ear listening to the next level. One of the physical components behind it all, Shox it's an 11 by 20 millimeter synchronized dual diaphragm driver. The fact that there's two diaphragms working in sync gives you significantly deeper and stronger bass while also preserving mid-range. And to go along with the hardware, you've got algorithms in place that react in real time to maintain clarity and control distortion. The result is the best audio makeup I've ever experienced in a pair of open earbuds. From top to bottom, this is the most well-rounded sound you can get. The sound is punchy, the depth is incredible, the bass is strong. It's the type of sound you not only hear, but also feel. Now, to go along with the bass, you've got really good balance and control in terms of clarity. Again, as a whole, from top to bottom, this is the best sound you can get from a pair of open earbuds. They got a few more tricks up their sleeve, like these attachments that slide onto the ear hooks for extra stability. I actually just leave mine on the earbuds full time, And the good thing is the earbuds still fit in the case when they're attached. And speaking of the case, it's got excellent build quality, it supports wireless charging, and it's got a noticeably soft closure compared to other earbud cases. In the app, you can make adjustments to the noise reduction thanks to multiple strength levels. There's Dolby Atmos with optional head tracking, which gives you that spatial audio effect. You've got multiple EQ options, and aside from standard, I really like the treble boost option paired with Dolby Atmos. It's a really good combination of clarity and detail along with that slight stereo effect. There's also a fully customizable 10-band EQ. You've got multi-key connection if you need to connect the two devices at once. Customizable controls, which by the way use a physical button for everything, which means better reliability, especially in tricky weather conditions. There's optional rain detection, which pauses the music anytime you remove the earbuds, and there's an optional low latency mode to cut down on audio lag. Not to mention you get up to 12 hours per charge and up to 50 total with the case. So we talk noise reduction, we talk sound quality, we talk additional features, but what about microphone performance?
Well, thanks to some fancy AI noise canceling technology,
You can get really good microphone performance even in noisy environments. Now, the other thing to consider is how these stack up to other Shots earbuds. On paper, you can see how they stack up to Shots' most recent earbuds, the Open
I feel like I did this wrong.
You notice a few hardware and
I didn't
software
smoke.
differences, but the main differences come from noise reduction and sound. Now, to be clear, the Open 2 Plus are an excellent option. And if you have these, it's not really a situation where you need to drop everything and get the Open 2 Plus.
I'm not sure. Wait, but what? That's supposed to connect it to, but I either have the wrong piece or. There's no way I put the wrong thrusters in it, did I?
Now, the Open 2 Pro has the clarity, but they also have that undeniable volume presence, which is why I say from top to bottom, you can bring out more clarity and volume if you want. So it's not really a matter of which one.
I don't know what piece I pulled out, but it looks like I got the wrong one, so.
If you're intrigued by the noise reduction and the open sound technology, go for the Open 2 Pro. Or if your main focus is simply awareness and comfort, Shots has plenty of options to choose from, including the Open 2 Plus. With all that said, the price of the Open 2 Pro is $250. If you're interested, the link is in the description. As you can see, the gap between regular earbuds and open earbuds just got a little bit smaller.
I'm Steve Ballmer, former Microsoft CEO and a basketball fanatic. But more than anything, I'm a data guy. That's why I created USA Facts, to bring you unbiased and non-partisan government data on issues impacting the lives.
Really? I can't give me a fucking thing. I really give me all these asshole ads and I'm gonna turn off my. I'm sure they knew I turned my control off. Not only that, I fucking Bluetooth it to my phone. I don't have any other controls in reach, and I can't plug it in within reach. Start watching this shit unless I'm like, oh fuck. Never get these bullshit like super long ads. Like it's just 90 seconds, but like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Motherfuckers not. Yeah, motherfuckers listening. Like I don't like this shit, bro. YouTube probably listens to the speaker. Like listen, like oh, they turn the control off. I give him shit he can't use. I'm just watching it. I'm still not gonna watch it. Joke's on you. I'm not paying attention. Fuck.
Not all of these programs use the same income level. Some, like Pell Grants or the Child Tax Credit, help people who are well above the poverty. Others, like SNAP, which is also known as food stamps, and Medicaid, are focused on people living closer to the official poverty line. The federal government sets some ground rules, but states also get to set additional rules that impact who gets help and how much they get. How does the government decide what counts as being in poverty? The government uses a formula called the official poverty measure. If your income falls below a certain threshold, you're counted as living in poverty. The number gets adjusted for inflation, but does not consider programs like SNAP, Medicaid, Head Start, etc. In 2025, the poverty line for a family of four was $32,150. A lot of programs set their limits as a multiple of that number. For example, kids qualify for Medicaid if their family earns below 133% of that amount. So how many people fall below that line? Since the 1960s, the poverty rate has stayed between 10% and 15% of households. In 2024, it was 10.6%, or 36 million people. Poverty rates also vary by race and ethnicity. Poverty rates are higher amongst Black Americans at 18.4%, Hispanic Americans 15%, and Native Americans 19.3%. The non-Hispanic white population poverty rate is only 7.6%. However, non-Hispanic whites make up the largest share of those in poverty, about 40%, because they're also the largest racial and ethnic group in the United States at 57.5% of our total population. Let's look at some of the big means-tested programs. When it comes to health care, Medicaid and CHIP, which stands for the Children's Health Insurance Program, are the main ways the government helps low-income Americans. Medicaid covers low-income children and adults, pregnant women, people with disabilities, and seniors who need long-term care. CHIP helps kids whose family earns just a little bit too much to qualify for Medicaid. Since the Affordable Care Act, these states expanded coverage to include low-income adults without children, but the rules do vary. In 2024, 89 million people were on Medicaid and 7.2 million on CHIP, over 90 million total. Medicaid alone is actually the nation's largest insurer. Medicaid costs about $618 billion.
It's cool, I ain't gonna lie. It's already the size of a Gundam right there.
Adds another $19.9 billion. Together, that's close to $640 billion.
Wider, it's almost taller already. So yeah, that's
And the program cost nearly
really won't be that hard.
2023. That's the most recent year when full data is available, including the states. In many states, Medicaid is now the single biggest budget item, even bigger than K-12 education. Now let's talk about cash assistance. That is how the government puts money directly into people's pockets.
No, I forgot something.
These are four of the biggest cash assistance programs. TANF, or Temporary Assistance for Needy Families. The Earned Income Tax Credit, EITC. The Child Tax Credit, CTC. Supplemental Security Income, SSI. That's a lot of acronyms. TANF gives temporary help to very low-income families with kids. Temporary means families can only get it for up to 60 months old. To qualify, families need to meet strict income rules and have kids living at home. Families with kids might get a few $100 a month.
Damn.
And nearly half of the
Who's having some
kids in child-only cases. I use quotations because it is meant for the child, but the payment actually goes to their guardian. In 2024, the whole TANF program cost the federal government $18 billion, and that's about 0.3% of the federal budget. The funding hasn't changed much since the program started in the mid-1990s, so inflation has actually taken away nearly half its value. Only a portion of that, about 20 to 25% in the previous 3 years, is distributed as cash payments, reaching about 840,000 families, and the rest was distributed in other ways. States also have the flexibility to choose how to spend their TANF dollars and decide who is eligible.
That's something else again too.
As long as the program aims to achieve the federally mandated goals. The EITC is another cash program. It's a refundable tax credit, which means people either get a cut in the taxes they owe, or they get cash back, even if they owe very little or no taxes. A married couple with 3 kids can earn up to $68,675 and still get EITC. And about 50% of tax
You look
filers
like
in
a
the
fucking
United
puta,
States
bro.
actually receive the EITC. In 2024, the EITC's refundable portion cost about $60 billion, which is roughly 1% of the federal budget. Then there's the child tax credit. It gives families up to $2,200 per child. If you're single and earn under $200,000, or married and earn under $400,000, you can get the full CTC amount. Even families who owe no taxes can get up to $1,700 check per child as a refund. About 11% of filers receive this refundable part. In 2024, that cost the country $26 billion, which is around 0.4% of the
Cool, said
budget.
more than that
SSI
overseas,
is
like.
for people who are elderly, blind, or disabled, and living on very low income. In 2025, a couple must earn less than $2,985 per month to qualify. As of 2024, about 7 million people received SSI, with average monthly payments of $692. Of those, about 84% were disabled and 16%
I'm guessing that's an
were
LED unit.
in 2024, SSI
So you don't have satellite?
$59 billion, or about 1% of the federal budget. Together, these four cash assistance programs
It's not the hardest, just you pop the head out. So hopefully this isn't a fucking crazy piece to pop in and out. If it's LED, but that was disgusting. I don't think I did that right. Oh, that's not coming back out.
WIC helps low-income pregnant women, new moms, babies, and young kids. In fiscal year 2024, it cost $7.3 billion, less than 0.1% of the federal budget. School meal programs provide free or discounted lunches. About half of all public school students qualify. In fiscal year 2024, this cost $17.8 billion, less than 0.3% of federal spending. SNAP is the biggest program in the food area. It was started in 1964 and helps households making up to 130% of the poverty line. States handle the applications and distribute benefits. SNAP can be used for groceries, but not for things like alcohol, tobacco, or hot prepared food. To qualify, one must also meet certain work requirements. In 2024, SNAP served 41.7 million people, about 1 in 8 Americans, cost around $100 billion, had an average benefit of $188 per person per month, was capped at $994 per month for a family of 4. Most of the money in SNAP, 94%, goes to food benefits directly, and it takes 6% to administer and run the program. More than 1/3 of recipients of SNAP are children. SNAP is what the government refers to as a mandatory program. It grows or shrinks depending on how many people qualify. It grew a lot during the COVID pandemic. Let's talk housing. The government considers housing affordable if it costs no more than 30% of your income. But in 2024, 1 in 3 households paid more than that. For renters, it was even worse. Over half spent more than 30% of their income on housing. The Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, runs 3 main rental assistance programs. They each cap what renters pay to 30% of their income. In one, renters find a place, and HUD and local public housing agencies pay 70%. In another, HUD works with landlords to keep certain units affordable. And some are actually public housing built by the federal government and run by local housing agencies. All told, 4.4 million households live in federally subsidized housing. Unlike SNAP, this program does not expand with demand. Getting into these programs can take a long time based on that. On average, a qualified applicant will sit on the wait list for 27 months. In 2024, HUD spent $52 billion on these programs, about 0.8% of the federal budget. In education, government support shows up in two places:
There's the body.
before kindergarten and after high school. This video focuses on education programs that individuals qualify for, rather than ones like Title I that fund schools. Let's start with what is available after high school. That includes community college, four-year college, trade schools, and even graduate programs. Whether you're earning a degree or learning a trade, there's federal support in the form of both loans and grants. Federal student loans must be repaid, but offer low interest rates. Means-tested loans are subsidized, meaning the government covers interest while students are in school and charges a lower overall interest rate than the market. In total, there are $1.7 trillion of total government student loans outstanding, with $300 billion of them subsidized. Now, grants, on the other hand, are exactly what they sound like: grants. They do not need to be repaid. Key examples of grant programs are, first, Pell Grants for students with financial need, Teach Grants for future teachers in low-income schools, TRIO, capital T-R-I-O, programs that help low-income and first-generation students succeed in college. In addition to loans and grants, the federal government also offers federal work-study, where students work part-time jobs, and it costs $1.2 billion. Also, government offers a tax credit, the American Opportunity Tax Credit, which is worth up to $2,500 for expenses per year in the first 4 years of post-secondary education. About 8.6 million filers claimed it in 2022, and this cost about $3.8 billion. If your parents are paying for your post-secondary education, they take the tax credit. To access grants and loans, students complete this form called the FAFSA. It determines eligibility based on income and household
Experience didn't want to help her by saying, like, you don't even have to do anything. Like, your credit is bad. They just need to see how much you make. I'm not giving you this, like, fuck. Oh, well. After her toxic family anymore.
Citizens or eligible non-citizens show financial need.
Ridiculous stuff you want to do to help their fucking family.
First post-secondary degree and submit
That was
the
cool.
FAFSA form. There's no
I'm happy with it.
cutoff. Eligibility is based on a formula, and amounts of the awards do differ. In 24-25, awards range from $740 to $7,395. Over 6.4 million students received $34.7 billion in federal spending. The program expands with demand. Spending peaked during the Great Recession and declined afterward. In 2012, Congress reduced Pell eligibility from 18
AGMP, that's it.
It's
not bad.
Adjusted for inflation, peak spending was nearly 52% higher than it is today. Now let's shift to pre-kindergarten. Early Head Start are free, federally funded programs for low-income families with young children. Early Head Start serves infants, toddlers, and pregnant women. Head Start serves children ages 3 to 5. Started in the 1960s as part of the War on Poverty, Head Start is run by the Department of Health and Human Services. In 2024, a family of 4 generally qualifies with an income under $31,200, but families automatically qualify if they receive TANF or SSI, are homeless, or have a child in foster care. There are also versions of Head Start for migrant and seasonal farm worker families and private communities. These are included in the overall budget, but are run separately. In 2024, over 715,000 children were enrolled in Head Start, unlike Pell Grants, which go directly to post-secondary institutions. Head Start funds local organizations, school districts, and not-for-profits. Families apply directly to those groups and make their tuition. In 2024, the government spent $12.3 billion, about 0.1%
7, 8, 1, and 2.
$1.1 trillion, or 16% of total spending. There are overlaps in who is helped, so there is no complete number on the millions of Americans that participate. In July 2025, Congress passed the Big Beautiful Bill, which made changes to many of these programs. We won't know the impact of these changes for a while. Many changes don't start until 2027. Every family has their own story of home, dreams, challenges, and hardships. How much should the government assist in those dreams? That's for you to decide. Hopefully this data will help you make up your own mind.
I have no idea what that man was justified. Thank you. I'm not sleeping.
What's on in here? For what?
I like how they said, we're gonna play this video, and then they play this fucking 40-minute fucking ad. After playing 2 fucking, like, 5-minute ads. Fucking cocksucker.
Right now at Subway, get big flavor for a small price with a $3.99 value.
9 and
Just
5.
choose the 4 amazing 6-inch subs for just $3.99 each. Like the ham and salami or spicy pepperoni for just $3.99. It's the $3.99 value menu only at Subway.
The recent Resident Evil games focus a bit on building action-packed experiences and facing off against increasingly large hordes of enemies. But before they started putting explosions in every single cutscene, this series was known for dark, atmospheric puzzle games that don't hold your hand and make everything feel like life or death. True survival horror games. And the one that stands out to me the most is Resident Evil 2, because I like it the best. Whether it be the amazing original soundtrack or the debut of the perfect Resident Evil protagonist, Leon Kennedy, there's just a certain charm here that's so iconic in an atmosphere that is unlike any other. Our journey begins with Leon Samantha Kennedy as he heads into Raccoon City for his first day as a police officer. Seems like there's some kind of trouble here at this gas station outside of town. And if there's trouble, Leon will sniff it out. Walking inside, it looks like the entire place has been torn apart, and the blood splatters outside were just the beginning of the horrors we're about to witness. As we explore the rest of this trash convenience store, we hear the sounds of commotion coming from the back room and find that all the blood on the floor came from this injured man. He points towards the open doorway, and as we move inside, the sounds grow louder and louder. The lights flicker. The door is shut behind us, and at the end of the hallway waits the horrific monster that caused all of this chaos. Stay back, sir. I got this. The zombie. Now, the zombies in this game are not like your traditional video game zombies. They are much harder to kill. I mean, just one zombie in a confined space like this in Resident Evil 2 will make for a deadly encounter. I was playing through this game on hardcore mode, and I died like 6 times here in the prologue because my caveman monkey brain could not comprehend the fact that you don't need to kill the zombies. You just gotta get around them. In the back of the storeroom, you can grab the key and use it to escape through the other door, where even more zombies are waiting for you. We break a couple ankles and rush to the front door, where we meet Claire Redfield. Get down! Oh, so that one dies in one shot. A horde starts to approach Leon and Claire as they make their escape by stealing a nearby police cruiser.
Commandeering would have been a better
Claire's the
word.
other protagonist of Resident Evil 2. And once starting the game, you can choose to either play as Claire or Leon, and the game will actually change depending on who you pick. I mean, it doesn't change that much, but it's enough to be interesting. Claire comes to Raccoon City in search of her brother, Chris Redfield, the protagonist of the first Resident Evil game and the most annoying character in Resident Evil 8. I guess you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself wear a turtleneck and withhold the plot for no good reason. Playing through the intro as Claire goes pretty much exactly the same as it does with Leon, and as much as I'm sure y'all would love to see me dressed up as Claire, showing a little more skin, I already bought the Leon costume, I'm sorry. The gas station sequence is actually my favorite introduction to a Resident Evil game because it's a microcosm for the whole game. Walking through tight corridors, trying to get around zombies so that you can find a key that opens a door. That's like the entire game summed up in a couple sentences. Although, it does get much, much, much harder. I'm having flashbacks right now. Right now, we're headed towards the police station in Raccoon City, where Leon hopes to find some more answers about what's going on. But here, deeper into Raccoon City, the roads are blocked by abandoned cars. With no clear path ahead, Leon and Claire begin to panic. And to top it all off, a big semi-truck comes barreling in from behind. This happens because there was some guy driving a semi-truck eating a big sloppy burger, and he hit a zombie, and then he gets out, he goes to pick up the zombie. He gets bit, and now he's driving towards the city for some reason with his foot all the way on the gas, all bit up by a zombie. Anyway, Burger Boy crashes into Leon and Claire, separating them, leaving them to find their own ways to the police station. After recovering from the crash, completely unscathed for some reason, we begin heading towards the Raccoon City Police Department. Running through the chaotic streets of Raccoon City, we get to see firsthand the level of devastation this outbreak has caused. Cars on fire, zombies on fire, this random pile of wood in the alley on fire. And what seems like every person turned into a walking corpse. The cars all crashed in the street form a convenient path to the place where hopefully we can get some answers. Urban. Before even entering the station, we can see that those locked up in here likely didn't fare much better than those people out in the streets. There are 17 bodies that have been wrapped and piled up out front of the RPD, as well as some doors and windows that have been barricaded. 17. That the outbreak has been affecting this place slowly over the course of a few days, gradually whittling down their numbers and forcing them to barricade every entrance and properly dispose of bodies for their own safety. Upon walking into the station, the sounds of the zombies outside and the burning cars completely fades away. It's replaced by the subtle yet iconic soundtrack. The lighting becomes much more warm and even throughout the room, but instantly you're drawn to the statue of the goddess with the moonlight shining down onto her. And that good old American flag, baby. God bless our troops. You know, there's actually an Easter egg in this game that not a lot of people know about. But you look up at that American flag and salute. In real life, a Coors Light will fall down from the heavens and an eagle will cry throughout the room. And if you crush that Coors Light in 14 seconds or less, a Patriot missile will blow up the interior. Kind of confirms everything we gathered outside. We pop up infirmaries and barricades on most of the doors. It's pretty obvious right away that those people stacked up out front were the lucky ones. I mean, it's only weird because I started to play hardcore. In the original Resident Evil games, there were no autosaves. Definitely couldn't save wherever you wanted. They said you had to find a save room, and even then you could only save your game at the typewriter if you had an inklet. That adds a whole new layer of tension to resource management, forcing you to be careful about when you save, where you save, and the risks that you take when you haven't saved in a while. The default mode in Resident Evil 2 has autosaves, which makes sense because I think a lot of people would get annoyed having to replay sections over and over, but for those of us that really loved the Resident Evil 2 save structure, and maybe hate ourselves just a little bit, you can play on hardcore mode where once again the typewriters and ink ribbons are the only way to save your game. I very much prefer the ink ribbons over the autosaves here, and it is not even close. Autosaves just come with a sense of security, which I don't know is great for a game like, say, Uncharted. It'll keep you invested in the adventure and maintain that action movie-like pace, which is great because most of the stakes in that game come from narrative tension. The point is to feel like a badass, and a badass probably wouldn't spend 3 hours trying to juke a zombie. Resident Evil 2 is a survival horror game where the stakes and tension come from you trying not to die and everything around you working against that. Death can only be terrifying with actual consequences. And while I think losing time isn't always the most fun mechanic, I think it works well here because the ink ribbons are a finite resource that you can choose to use whenever you want to. So if you lose your time, it's all your fault. You only lose the amount of time that you chose to risk. I will touch on this more throughout my playthrough because this is something that came up a lot, and I mean a lot. But I feel like I can explain better what I mean through specific circumstances. A traditional paper filing system, big chunky radios, Art Deco building, and dial-up noises at computers firmly placed this game in the 90s when it came out. If there's one thing that really kills horror, it's having access to your phone or the internet, which is why any good horror media will usually find a way to write that. Placing a game within this era of unreliable technology is kind of perfect because you can use the tech in puzzles, but you can't just, I don't know, FaceTime the president. Mr. President, we meet again. Leon Kennedy. Going over the computer, we'll find security cameras where an officer can be seen in distress. Leon can't help himself but to run headfirst towards the officer in danger. Even if, realistically, he probably should have just turned around and gone home. I feel like any normal person would have just left as soon as they saw the zombies, but not Leon.
I love this part because the fucking he reacts to that fucking the evisceration that the guy fucking. Oh, fuck! He's like, I can't shoot. I don't think I can't shoot. Like,
look at this vending machine and tell me why I have a choice between Aero, Kaupa, or Ued. I figured at first, you know what? This is a game written in Japanese. Maybe these are just not translators. I popped them into a translator. Don't be nothing. There is no answer online that I can find for this goddamn drink in here to be called Ued. No purpose for it at all. After cracking open a nice cold Ued, we round the corner and see one of the main ways who creates force in its
meat tubes out. You guys, meat tubes out. Chicken boiling. Man boiling. It's a new video. Yeah, it's gonna work. We don't need to waste any ammo on them. You ain't seeing his face for shit. That's a weird bird. This shit's sick. Yeah, that's pretty sick. I ain't gonna move much, but it's a cool. Like, I don't mind building a couple one thing here and there. That's gonna be. Oh, check out Xenomorph head. Yeah, that shit don't move much. I mean, not that I'm expecting it to, but 2 hours almost. Probably took like 6 to 8 hours to finish the whole thing. But I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna play some video games. Maybe I'll come back and play. Maybe I'll play some Parasite Eve Online. Parasite Eve Online, boy, that'd be cool. Call it here. Thanks for tuning in. If you did, I appreciate the support. I hope I see you guys in the next one.